kind of fall in love with it and I have to shoot it. My fingers are numb, my gloves are in the truck. I shot this all handheld. I will definitely come back to this spot again someday, but I didn't think I would be back here this soon. We had a hell of a snowstorm. Not a lot of accumulation, but just the wind was howling. You've probably already seen some of that, I'm guessing, if I was smart enough to include it in this video. But yeah, here I am back at Seneca, back at this barn, and wanted to shoot it with a little more snow on the ground. I thought there would be more. I thought it would just be a complete blanket of snow, but there's still a lot of corn and shreds of corn remaining. So gonna have to deal with it. Like I said, I was hoping for a pure blanket of snow, but what the heck. Here's my awful Valerie gloves. But yeah, Nikon D850 on the old broken Manfrotto tripod. So you wouldn't believe how it broke. If you saw last week's video, I was griping about my broken tripod. I didn't know how I did it, but I think I ran it over with my truck, which is kind of crazy, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what happened. The bottom leg is like destroyed, and it's carbon fiber, so the carbon fibers are all just like mashed and ruined, but it is what it is. I'm just gonna have to use the center column more, and that's not ideal because that invites shakiness. So anyway, let's get a couple of shots of this old barn again with some more snow than last time. And I don't know, maybe we'll drive back into Seneca and see if we can get a different shot there. It was too cold. I didn't spend the whole hell of a lot of time there last time. So, all right. Hey everybody, thanks for joining. By the way, I'm Garrick. The beauty of being right here is the snow is blowing this way, so it's not blowing right into my lens. So, want to use the wires as a leading line coming in from the right side of the image, and the wires will bring the viewer's eye right to the old barn. And it's going to be kind of minimalistic. I'm thinking I'm going to include the trees over there to the left hand side of the barn. I think last time I was here I did not, so I'm sure I'll shoot it both ways. But yeah, let's give her a run here for the money. These kind of conditions I do like to bracket. When you're shooting out in the snow, I know it's counterintuitive, but overexpose. So right now I'm shooting an aperture priority, and I'm gonna take my ISO down to 100, which I'm good with. I know there's a lot of videos out there on YouTube that say, I don't know, they have some kind of issue with shooting at 100, but I didn't watch those videos. I just saw the titles. Don't ever shoot it ISO 100. It's like, really? Why? Using absolutes like that, don't ever and always, that's a recipe for disaster. You know? It's like, and pros. Why every other thumbnail, hey, do it like the pros do it. Just do this. And you're doing it like the pros. It's like, okay, what pros are we talking about? It's never a pro that's saying that either. Alright, so back to the shot. I do like it. It's so minimalistic. And I have these wires coming right through the middle. I basically have this all on one plane, which is nice. It's cutting right through the image. almost like a very minimalistic image with your subject like taking up the whole middle of the image. That's what I've seen in my head. Very cool. I'm going to shoot a couple of different apertures. Right now I'm at 8 at ISO 100. And the barn itself is slightly left of center. Pulling back just a little bit. Because now it's including these corn stalks right over here. I don't know if they're on the video, but a little more foreground element might add to it. But I'm still focused on the barn. And as you could hear, hopefully you could hear, it's a 3-shot bracket. And the brackets are 1 stop apart, which isn't much, but it does make a difference. Now I just went to f14, did the same thing, a 3-shot bracket. And now I'm going all the way down to f4, shooting the same shot. And that's it for that composition. So now I want to go further this way because I want the minimalistic sky behind the wires. I'll show you what I mean. So I lost the lens hood for my 24-70 lens years ago, and I've been too cheap to buy a new one. So that creates problems. And I don't have my glasses, so if that's not in focus, that's why. Love shooting up this hill. I think I talked about that last time. So having the corn stalks sticking up through the snow, I think I might like that because it just creates a little more interest and a little pattern. Almost a leading line or leading lines right to the barn. So that's kind of cool, I guess. It's not as minimalistic. It takes away the minimalistic quality, but yeah, it's not bad. All right, I'm gonna do the same thing that I just did. I'm like all the way out at 24 mil, and then we'll just work our way in. I have my 70 to 200 in the truck. Alright, we're going to go to a 2-second timer. So my cold, shaky hands don't mess things up. So the snow is creating white vignette. Kind of neat. Instead of, usually darken with the vignette so it gets darker on the outsides of the image. It's the reverse of that, a white vignette. Kind of neat. Alright, so now we're going to get it more on the angle, and then we're going to get out of here. Today it's not nearly as cold as it was that one day I was out here. This was the scene that I came across shortly after I left my house on my way down towards Seneca. Was definitely not a safe place to pull over, but I did, and I got these shots here. All handheld so I could move as quickly as possible. I'm going to show you quite a few compositions of this image, but I think this one is my favorite. This one's at 1/50th of a second, and with the snow blowing as hard as it was, it really comes across as almost like a sketch. It's definitely painterly, but I almost see it like a charcoal kind of a sketch. So yeah, I like this one quite a bit, but the other ones, they're like kids, right? It's like, it's really hard to pick a favorite. But in this case, I actually did. So, but anyway, so here's a few more compositions. They're not a whole heck of a lot different than the first one, than my favorite. But I'll tell you what, I'll throw them all up in my Instagram account so you can check them all out and see them there. And let me know which one is your favorite. And do you have a favorite kid? All right, it's time to get the flock out of here. Gotta get home and see the Bears in the playoffs. Right? Oh, yeah. Like all Chicago fans, maybe next year. Well, at this point, I thought my day was pretty much done, but as it turns out, there's a few more shots to get. So I was heading back home when I ran across this barn here and just had to stop in and snapped off a couple of shots. My truck typically doesn't make an appearance in any of my images, but it's in this one and I really like it over there in the corner. Just gives life to the image, makes it feel like someone's there and living there or whatever. And obviously, I should have cloned out those branches on the middle left, but I can still do that, and I will. I really like the rusticness of this image, just all of the tones and all the different textures. I shot it at f4 to try to blow out the background to emphasize the foreground, and I think it worked pretty well in this image. Alright everybody, hey, now it really is time to get the heck out of here and get on home and warm up a little bit. And hey, with that, I am Garrick, and I am your very best friend in the whole wide world, and you all know the drill. Like it if you did, subscribe if you haven't, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Alright everybody, hey, thank you so very much for stopping by the channel, and we will see you next time. Bye bye. Just kidding. LOL. Walked all the way out there in the snow just for that little B-roll shot.